Okay, before we start building your website, we want to get familiar with the control panel. This is just so you can have full assurance that you're not going to break something and so you know exactly what you need or don't need. So you should have gotten an email from Siteground, and this is just your login information. You'll choose a password at your sign up. This is just your confirmation, but you may want to save this email for future reference. So if you haven't already, go ahead and sign in to your control panel. So if for some reason this page does not show up, make sure that you are in your My Accounts tab, and there'll be a button similar to this control panel home, and it may ask you if you want to proceed securely. Just make sure that checkbox or that box is checked and then hit proceed. So then looking up here, we have our basic account information, and here's the expiration date from your hosting package, when your hosting package expires, your IP address, name, servers. Ignore this upgrade to grow big. Renee and Christine will tell you exactly what you need, so just trust Renee. You can ignore this ad up here. Now getting into more of the stuff, this may look like the crazy control panel of the spaceship, but just take a deep breath and we're going to take it one step at a time. Now in this section, the only thing you'll need really in here is your redirects, and this is in the event if you want to use a custom URL and forward it to your MailChimp EEP, you would use this feature right here. Now your auto installers, the only one you'll need is WordPress. These are just other frameworks, but we are going to be using WordPress specifically. Your site improvement tools, you don't need any of those. WordPress tools, your WordPress installer, again, that's the only one you need. Joomla, you could ignore this whole section. Now your mail section, this the email accounts, this is where you'll set up your admin at your website or your info at your website. So that's where that is, and your webmail is how you'll access those. And then the other thing you might need here is the forwarders. Now we will show you how to set up everything so that you can run your business emails through your Gmail. So you can compose and receive, and no one will ever know that you're doing everything from your Gmail. But if you want the extra assurance that you are getting all of your business emails, you would set up forwarders in here. So the rest of this, like autoresponders, the filtering, just leave all that alone. Your HTTP stuff, don't worry about any of that. Now here you'll want File Manager. Now you won't need this a whole lot, but on the rare occasion we may need to edit some security settings. But because we are teaching you how to build your website without the need to know any web coding, you won't need to use this a whole lot. This is just a back end way of doing that. So databases, again, this is all web developer, web coding. You don't need any of that. Your backups, now we will have a feature in our website in WordPress where we can very easily back up our website. But if the need should arise that you need to back up manually, this is what this would be for. Then visitor stats, we will be installing Google Analytics, but if that's a lot for you to chew on the first time around, you can use Stats. This is just a very basic, easy to use, very simple stats for your website. So you can take a look at that. As for security, you won't need, we will set up our SSL, but we'll show you how to do that later. It's very, very easy, but don't try to do it through here or any of this. Password protect directories, it would be if you wanted to password protect a specific directory, but again, you really won't need that. But don't mistake that for being like, oh, I need to change my password. And then this advanced section, you won't need that either. So there's a lot in here and it can be a little overwhelming. So what I like to do, I like to just collapse these sections that I know I won't need just to get them out of the way. And then it just seems a little bit less overwhelming. And then I can also take some of these sections and drag them around to the top. So I know I'll use my male one probably the most. So I'm just going to stick that one up at the top. Now, because there's a lot in here, if for some reason you can't find something, just go ahead and enter something in this little search panel over here, and you should be able to find it. So that's just kind of a basic rundown of your control panel. We will be going through these more in depth as we go along, but for now, it's no big deal. No need to panic, one bite at a time.